Good day. In this presentation, I will explain how Port State Control Officers, PSCOs, and Flag State Control Officers, FSCOs, work together at Penang Port, both of whom are officers from the Malaysia Marine Department, and how the Malaysia Marine Department ensures that every ship entering Malaysian waters operates safely, securely, and in full compliance with both national laws and 31 out of 69 international maritime conventions. Penang Port handles a variety of vessels, including both Malaysian-registered ships and foreign-flagged ships. To maintain safe seas and reliable shipping, Malaysia enforces two key inspection systems: Port State Control, PSC, for foreign ships, and Flag State Control, FSC, for Malaysian-flagged vessels. Both of these inspection systems are administered by the Malaysia Marine Department. PSC operates within the framework of the Tokyo Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, a regional agreement among 22 Asia-Pacific member states, including Malaysia, Singapore, Japan, China, and Indonesia, which harmonizes port inspections and promotes safe, secure, and environmentally responsible shipping practices. Meanwhile, Flag State Control, FSC, is administered under the Marine Department Malaysia FSC system. Globally, there are 9 major Port State Control, PSC, regimes, each established through regional agreements to ensure consistent ship inspections, strengthen maritime safety, prevent pollution, and eliminate the operation of substandard ships. Among these regimes, the Tokyo Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, stands as one of the most influential, overseeing PSC activities across the Asia-Pacific region. Port State Control plays a critical role in ensuring maritime safety, environmental protection, and fair competition in the shipping industry. Within this region, these responsibilities are carried out under the Tokyo Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, a cooperative framework established to combat the operation of substandard ships. As a full member of the Tokyo MOU since 1994, Malaysia implements PSC through the Marine Department Malaysia across major ports such as Port Klang Penang, Port Johor, Port Kuantan, Port and Bintulu Port. Situated along the Strait of Malacca, one of the world's busiest shipping routes, Malaysia carries a heightened responsibility to prevent the entry and operation of substandard ships. Malaysian PSCO officers conduct inspections in accordance with Tokyo MOU procedures, verify vessel documentation, assess operational safety, evaluate living and working conditions under the Maritime Labor Convention 2006, and detain ships that pose hazards to safety or the environment. In addition, Malaysia adopts the new inspection regime, NIR, utilizes the Asia-Pacific Computerized Information System, APCIS, for real-time data sharing, and participates actively in Tokyo MOU training and committee meetings. Through these efforts, Malaysia, led by the Marine Department, Malaysia upholds international maritime standards, enhances port safety, protects its marine environment, and contributes to the overall stability and safety of regional and global shipping. Before diving into the procedures, let us first take a look at the key players that make this system work. First, the shipowner or master is responsible for the vessel's seaworthiness, maintenance, and crew competence, and also communicates with the authorities as needed. Next, the local licensed shipping agency acts as the liaison between the vessel and the port authorities, managing documentation and clearances, and every agency in Malaysia must be licensed by the Royal Malaysian Customs to provide ship and cargo agency services. Finally, the Malaysia Marine Department is the sole authority in Malaysia empowered to perform both PSC and FSC inspections, thereby ensuring compliance with maritime law. Now, let's break down the differences between PSC and FSC. Under Section 123(1), MSO 1952, the Director of Marine or any authorized officer may board and inspect any ship while it is in any port in Malaysia or within Malaysian waters. If, after the inspection, they are satisfied that there is a contravention of any provision of this ordinance or any rules made under this ordinance, the Director of Marine or the authorized officer may detain the ship. Under Section 123(2), MSO 1952, the Director of Marine or any authorized officer may allow the detained ship under Section 123(1) to leave any port in Malaysia or Malaysian waters for the purpose of continuing its voyage upon rectification of the defects or upon assurance by the owner to rectify the defects at the nearest port to the satisfaction of the Director of Marine or any authorized officer. The purpose of these provisions is to ensure that the vessel does not proceed to sea until all deficiencies are rectified. Under PSC, the Port State Control Officer, PSCO, inspects foreign vessels visiting Penang Port. They verify compliance with the 31 International Maritime Conventions ratified by Malaysia as of March 31, 2026. Under FSC, the Flag State Control Officer, FSCO, inspects Malaysian registered vessels to ensure they comply with both international conventions and domestic laws, such as the MSO 1952. Before boarding a foreign vessel, a Port State Control Officer, PSCO, will check the APCIS, which is a shared inspection database under the Tokyo MOU. The APCIS Officer Portal is used by the Malaysia Marine Department, while the public APCIS Portal is for ship owners and the public to view general PSC data. To enhance consistency and fairness, the Tokyo MOU applies the new inspection regime, NIR, which classifies ships' risk into high risk, standard risk, and low risk categories based on factors such as ship type, age, flag performance, company performance, and inspection history. These categories determine the inspection frequency, ranging from 2 to 4 months for high-risk ships to 9 to 18 months for low-risk ships. This enables authorities to allocate resources more efficiently and to focus on vessels that pose greater operational risks. Enforcement is further supported by the APCIS, a centralized database that shares inspection information, detention records, and ship risk profiles among member authorities. Through APCIS, inspectors check each vessel's risk profile and its window inspection range, WIR. If a vessel is eligible, which means it falls outside the window inspection range, at least 2 competent PSCOs can board the ship for an inspection. If a vessel is not eligible but clear ground deficiencies are visible from the vessel's exterior, at least 1 competent PSCO can board the vessel for inspection. If any clear ground deficiencies are found during the inspection, the master of the vessel will receive an official inspection report detailing the deficiencies, along with an action code that specifies a time frame for the rectification of each issue. If the vessel has an action code of 30 indicating a detainable deficiency, the PSCO must inform the port officer to obtain approval before detaining the vessel, following the deficiency code guidelines issued by the Tokyo MOU. Once the deficiency is rectified, the action code will change to 3010 or 1510, with 10 added to the original action code. All PSC inspection results are recorded in APCIS and shared through the Tokyo MOU system. A Flag State Control Officer, FSCO, can also inspect a Malaysian vessel if the window inspection range is eligible in the Malaysia Marine Department Flag State Control System. If clear ground deficiencies are found, even if the vessel is not eligible, the FSCO can still board the ship for inspection. If any clear ground deficiencies are found during the inspection, the master of the vessel will receive an official inspection report detailing the deficiencies, along with an action code that specifies a time frame for the rectification of each issue. If the vessel has an action code of 30 indicating a detainable deficiency, the FSCO must inform the port officer to obtain approval before detaining the vessel, following the deficiency code guidelines issued by the Tokyo MOU. Once the deficiency is rectified, the action code will change to 3010 or 1510, with 10 added to the original action code. All FSC inspection results are recorded and shared through the same Malaysia Marine Department Flag State Control System. Any person who, without reasonable excuse, refuses or fails to comply with the requirement to facilitate the boarding of a ship, entry into premises, provide information, or produce any required documents, such as the Maritime Labor Certificate, official logbook, or any other relevant documents as mentioned in Section 122.2, MSO 1952, or who makes a statement that is false or misleading in a material particular regarding any facts or circumstances of the case under investigation, as specified in Section 122.4b, MSO 1952, commits an offense. Upon conviction, the person shall be liable to a fine not exceeding 50,000 ringgit, imprisonment for a term not exceeding 2 years, or both, under Section 122 MSO 1952. To enhance compliance, MSN 49/2008 titled Correction of Deficiencies Found in PSC Inspections, mandates that all masters, owners, operators, and recognized organizations, ROs, of Malaysian-flagged vessels report any PSC inspection deficiencies immediately to the Malaysia PSC unit. This reporting procedure must be incorporated into the vessel's International Safety Management (ISM) manual. Furthermore, any corrective actions taken by the operator or RO to address these deficiencies must be properly documented and promptly submitted to the Malaysia PSC unit. Additionally, MSN 36/2010 underscores the importance of accountability. If a Malaysian-flagged vessel is detained abroad under the Port State Control (PSC) inspection regime due to serious non-compliance, the Registrar General of Malaysian ships may suspend or revoke the ship's certificate of registry. Moreover, if it is determined that a surveyor failed to identify deficiencies later discovered by PSC officers, the surveyor's authorization may also be suspended or withdrawn. These measures are designed to safeguard the integrity and credibility of the Malaysian Ship Registry across all major Memoranda of Understanding, MOUs, including the Tokyo, Paris, and Indian Ocean MOUs. Together, MSN 49/2008 and MSN 36/2010 establish a closed-loop compliance system in Malaysia, ensuring that deficiencies are not only identified but also corrected, verified, and tracked, thereby safeguarding the operational quality of the Malaysian maritime fleet. In accordance with Section 81 of the Merchant Shipping Ordinance, MSO 1952, any vessel owner who fails to comply with these MSNs may be liable to a fine of up to Rm 25,000 per ship.